To me, thrift is a really, really important concept. I think that it means just a really careful and judicious use of the materials that we have available to us and materials that will be available to us in the future. So the starting point of the project was that I found a while back these wool fibres which are produced as a byproduct of the wool carpet industry. So being wool is an amazing material, but it is also a material that is generally quite expensive. So what was exciting about these fibres is that they're really, really thrifty, they're really cheap. So my initial thing that I wanted to do was to do giant wet felting, which is a process which dates back to about 600 BC. It's one of the earliest fabrication techniques, and then all it does is aggravates the fibres into clinging onto each other using hot water and soap. I came up with issues of the drying times and the weights involved. When you have, this much wool soaked with water, I could hardly lift it. So I was investigating how to bond the fibres together, and I was looking at how they use things in the paper industry, and I didn't want to use the really horrible chemicals, and so starch was something that came up. And then I just, as a total random thought, put loads of starch in and put it into my little sandwich toaster, which is what I was using to heat and press the fibres. And just completely by chance, I got this absolutely rigid material that was nothing but starch and fibres. And that was a real turning point, and yeah, it kind of went on from there. So the final piece that I've made is a table made from SBW, which is the starch-bound wool, which is the material that I discovered through the residency. And it is really intended purely as a showcase of this material. That's the point of the table. So the process of making it is really, really simple. What you do is you just get the wool, you mix it with the right ratio of water and gelatinized starch, and then you just work it through, which is really a heavy labour actually. You put it into the mould. Instead of having the heat coils on the mould itself, I just put the entire mould into an oven so that I could play with different temperatures. And for the big flat tabletop, I had to find an industrial oven. It is really surprising how strong they are, considering that it's not complicated. I haven't done anything to it hardly. I would really love someone else to see potential like I do in the material, so that we could make a small stool or something. Where I would love to see this material sitting would be to replace things that are currently people treat as disposable, but which aren't. Those little plastic stools will sit in landfill for so long, especially considering the little tiny part of their life where they're actually used. Wool is an amazing material, and really importantly also, it's something that we produce a lot of in Britain. The campaign for wool is a really great campaign. They're trying to sort of promote its use in all kinds of ways, and so this is an exciting project for me because it's not just suggesting that we make tweed out of it, but also that there are perhaps things that we haven't even thought of with it. And also the wool that Britain produces is a naturally really coarse, much more durable wool than like Angora or something, which is particularly well suited to hard-wearing carpets and then furniture maybe. So that's also kind of a good fit.